Aficionado said, "Hi, pregnant. I'm Dad," and she went, "No, you're not."
Oh, brutal.
Oh yes, sorry. That was. Oh man, that's like laughing at a joke about I don't know things you shouldn't make jokes about.
Exactly.
And they go, ooh.
Yeah,
ooh.
well, it's almost like jokes about circumcision. People say circumcision doesn't hurt, but I disagree. I was circumcised when I was born, and I couldn't even walk for a year.
God.
Anyway, yes, hello everyone, and welcome to the Black Dog. I think it's 136. Did I say 136 before on the green room? I don't know. It'll do. 136. Hello, I'm 136. Welcome to Lee. No, sorry. Hello, I'm Lee. Welcome to episode 136 of the Black Dog. I'm Lee. Format.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim.
I'm Elton.
Yeah, the format's gone on the wonk because, well, everything's on the wonk this week because we will be doing How's Your Week? We'll see how everyone's week's been. Then we'll maybe do a bit of feedback if there's any for last week's movie, which was something I can't remember now because my brain is completely fried from this week. And
Species.
Then, Species. Oh, good Lord. Yes, that'll be why I can't remember it.
Speck cheese. Yes.
Yes, spume cheese. Anyway, and once we've done that, carry on up the species, then we'll be reviewing this week's movie, which is Elton's choice, which is Elton.
Dad Sushi!
That. We'll be reviewing that.
Unagi.
Yes, we will. We'll be reviewing that. And then we shall all be finished and in bed by 10:30, as Darren said, to use his joke.
Huzzah! You're welcome.
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get on with the week and see how everyone's been. So, Jim, let's start with you, sir. How's it been this week?
Not been too bad. Enjoyed something resembling summer in June, which is good. You got the second duvet off the bed for last, which is good.
Yep. That's good.
I also was quite pleased to find I had some money I'd forgotten about.
Oh yeah.
Well, so I've got two bank accounts, and I had a
you?
Building Society account, which was kind of just for was my main account for ages, and then I got a new account in quite a few years ago now because my existing Building Society account didn't allow me to have a debit or a credit card, which in this day you can't buy shit online.
No.
So I opened this second account, and I've kept the other one account using for if there's money to put aside for things that I really shouldn't spend. And apparently I'd put aside a good chunk of money to pay for my last trip to the dentist.
Oh.
But as for my last trip to the dentist, I got away with just a clean and a checkup. The money went unspent. I didn't take it out again until I looked at it. So as we're going away a few weeks, we've got a nice holiday fund there.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's the financial equivalent of finding the chips at the bottom of the McDonald's bag, isn't it?
Oh, bonus chips. Who doesn't like them? Bonus chips.
Nice.
Yes.
Bonus. That's definitely going on the AI now.
Is it what? Bonus chips. Would you like me to say it again?
Yeah, it's good. Go on. Say.
How many different ways would you like me to say it?
Just once.
Just okay. Bonus chips. Yes.
There you go. Thank you very much. The AI thanks you. Don't you, AI?
I've found my new obsession now. Shire horses. Just.
Anyway, so carry on, Jim. Yeah, shy horses. I don't know what you were.
Did I ever say that?
You said shy horses. Did you not say shy horses, AI?
You need shire horses just walking slowly along a field, pulling a plough.
There you go.
Starting to sound very Christopher Walken there. For a
yeah.
minute.
Yeah, I don't ask me.
Shire horses.
That's
in a field, pulling a plough.
So anyway, Jim.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
How'd you top that?
I don't know. So the money's going. So the money's going on your little breakaway.
Yes, we're having a little breakaway for our wedding anniversary. So,
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
which we booked ages ago. So that's kind of nice. There's
Nice.
as I'm sort of enjoying the break from chemo, and I feel it's actually safe for me to go somewhere with maybe other people without getting an infection and end up in hospital again. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to maybe splurging on some meals out, which I have missed. It was one of my
Yeah.
right. We're going to go out this Friday as to our local, which I've not done since November.
Oh right.
So I'm really looking forward to that. My rock and roll lifestyle, going to eat at the local pub. But yeah, so looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, we're just not doing much apart from perfecting my homemade ginger biscuits recipe.
Nice.
Yeah, did a very nice batch tonight with toasted almonds on top.
No, right.
If I'm lucky, there might be somebody left by the time I finish this cast. They are a bit Moorish, and I've
Hang
left
on.
them downstairs with Teresa.
Oh no, that's it. Oh god, that's it. It's
No,
gone.
you ain't getting them back, mate.
No, they're
That's it.
gone. They're gone.
gone.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, man. That's it. I hope you've done more because that's it. Then there's no
All
coming.
gone.
That's it. They're all gone. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Okay, so will you be releasing the secret recipe for your ginger biscuits out into the wild, or is it all?
Oh, I can do. It's very simple. 1 egg beaten.
Mm.
Let me think. 150 grams of self-raising flour.
Mm.
A pinch of baking soda or baking powder. 75 grams of brown sugar. 75 grams of butter or margarine, which I would advise you to melt in a pan and pour into the mixture.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have powdered cinnamon, powdered ginger, and then about half an inch of actual fresh root ginger grated, and a large tablespoon of set honey, which you melt into the melted butter. Bang it all into a bowl, mix it up, and that'll make you 16 good-sized cookies.
Nice.
Cook gas mark 5 for about 10 to 12 minutes.
All right. Thank you very much.
If you can be a bit longer if you want them crunchier, but this has some sort of, when they cool, they're crunchy on the outside, but still a little bit chewy on the inside.
Oh, filth. That's pure filth.
Yeah.
16 good-sized cookies or 12 fucking awesome cookies.
Yeah. Well done, El. Well done, Jim.
Oh, you've got the clap. Brilliant.
Yes, I have.
Oh, that was a small clap, I believe.
Yes, it is a small clap. Yeah.
That was just an aspirin. Cleared that up with. Yep. Okay. And some wet wipes.
Yeah, yeah. Or in a pinch, a bottle of Actimel.
Or to quote Billy Connolly, a wire brush and diddle.
Yeah.
Just
Or-
remember, kids, if you're doing anything. Just remember, kids, if you're doing anything that involves cleaning a ceiling, wear eye protection.
There you go. Thank you very much.
What? I have no idea what that. There are obviously. It's just what it's like to be, like fucking. Who's that bloke from the Rolling Stones? Keith. I can't even fucking remember his name. The old one. The Wizard
The
Dog.
old.
Yeah, him, that one. No, Keith Richards.
Yeah.
That's it. The one that kind of goes through the quickening every time a celebrity dies.
Is
Him.
he in Star Wars Episode
Is he
1?
Star-
Is he in Star Wars
No,
Episode 2?
But he is in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Keith Richards. Is he
Yeah.
in, actually, no, is he in Pirates of the Caribbean 1?
No.
The Curse of the
No.
Black Pearl. Is he in
No.
Pirates of the Caribbean 2?
No.
Is he in Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End?
I think so, yes.
Is he in Pirates of the Caribbean 4 Dead Men Tell No Tales?
No.
He's in the asylum knockoff, Pirates of the Caribbean, Land's End Fun Fair.
Dreamland Boat Ride.
Fucking Dim Church Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
That sounds like an indie band, that, doesn't it?
Dim
Church
Church-
Roller Coaster.
I've got all their albums. They're playing a set on Radio 6 at Radio 6 about midnight. They're playing the indie stage at Glastonbury. Cool. Okay then, Jim. Well, I think if this is an ongoing thing, maybe we'll have Jim's recipe corner. I think we'll have to sort out.
Make a jingle.
Yeah, I was going to say make a jingle.
Next week, Bombay potatoes.
You're just making these things. You're just saying words now, aren't you? That's it. You're just picking two things and putting them together.
You know, Bombay potatoes. They're
Oh,
amazing.
Bombay Aloo.
Yeah, yeah, or Sagaloo.
Liar. It sounds like, I'll tell you what, it sounds like the roll call for robots on Pacific Rim. Bombay potato.
Oh, you don't like spicy stuff, though, do you? So you wouldn't know.
He doesn't know the joy of Bombay Aloo.
As if they're like spicy. They're just potatoes with a bit of spinach.
Let's be honest. Darren finds chips with extra pepper on them spicy. I mean,
That's not.
He finds
that's no-
digestive biscuits spicy.
Look, okay.
double cream. Oh my god! Careful.
I'm brushing my teeth. It's too spicy.
It is true that I've just about got my head around vinegar. Okay, but you know,
Don't you mean non-brewed condiment?
oh fuck you, McCarthy.
Darren-
Non-brewed condiment. Then
No, because Darren did this thing. I'm just going to confess this because it was the funniest thing ever.
you have to get the mix right. I don't get what anybody says. It is vinegar, not non-brewed condiment.
You'd called it non-brewed condiment. You were posing
And
like
it-
a fucking good one. Well,
Had
basically,
that written on the outside of the bottle. Thank you.
basically, when we were having chips. Once, him and his then girlfriend Tiff at the time were insisting that they would not have normal vinegar; they would have non-brewed condiment.
Non-brewed condiment, yes.
Which
yes.
I was
along
actually
with a bubble tea and a couscous.
Which
So,
at that point I was trying to inform him that non-brewed condiment was just what vinegar was.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to fuck off on my e-scooter. Thank you.
And he carried on he used to maintain black is white that non-brewed condiment and just Sarson's normal malt vinegar were totally different things.
They were.
They
It's a-
fucking
it's a
well
creation
weren't.
Process.
until such time as I presented to him one day the bottle of Sarson's vinegar with it says Sarson's malt vinegar underneath non-brewed condiment. And
That's
he'd
rubbish.
been
All
trying to
lies.
do the Hoxton
lies.
hipster bollocks about fucking vinegar by saying I don't want vinegar, I want vinegar.
It's all lies. I'm not
It's
a
like-
hipster. It's true. I do look like a 19th century fucking boat captain, but that's not a thing.
No, not at all. Actually, but no, I was going to say yeah, that's like chai tea. You can't call it chai tea because chai tea is tea.
Chai means tea.
Chai means tea. You're literally saying tea.
Do I offer you some coffee with your cream? Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Anyway, right. So, well, anything else, Jim?
No, I'll leave that there. I've caused enough bother, I think. My work here is done.
You've caused chaos, and that's it. Now you're fucking off.
And then I leave again.
Yeah, just slide back into the fog. Right, okay, then over to you then, Elton. Well, how's your week been, sir?
Well, I'm going to be fined.
You're going to be what?
I'm going to be fined. I know it. It's in the system. I feel it's in the system. It's going to happen. So, I took Jacob back to Greenwich at the weekend.
Well,
And
you're
I
not
was
allowed
on-
to go there. Then is that where you're being fined? Were you banned from Greenwich?
I've been banned from several establishments from Greenwich, but not the whole of Greenwich. Thank goodness.
Right.
It's a tiny part.
Yeah, just little bits. But yeah, he taking him back down to uni campus, and I was on night call, so I'm allowed to use the van because I'm on standby, and just in case anything comes in. And I was driving down there, and on the way down there, lo and behold, get a call. Thought, okay, fine. It's kind of on the way home. It's not on the way home. It's on the other side of the water in London, in Ilford, I think it was.
Oh, right.
But it's in the right direction, I suppose. So I can't grumble. So I take him down there, drop his stuff off, and sitting on his campus going, right, okay, what way should I go? And everywhere is chocker. Absolutely chock-block. And bearing in mind, it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Saturday. But everything is still chocker. I could not believe how bad it was.
Yeah.
And when we came through the Blackwall Tunnel, we saw all the traffic coming the opposite direction. Absolutely bonkers. So I thought, okay, I can go from Greenwich out to the 25 and around back in, or I could go through the Blackwall, but that's chocker. I ain't doing that. Or I can go Rotherhithe. And I put it in the sat-nav and it popped up Rotherhithe. I was like, oh, okay. I haven't been that way about 20 years. Why not? And as I was driving down there, I could feel my heart getting a bit tense. And I was like, no, do you know what? I don't like this. This is getting a bit towards London. And I don't like that. Start feeling funny when I start driving towards like central London, because it's a hideous place to drive. I flipping hate it. I have an absolute passion. I would love to burn that place. But going on a train or a bus or anything like that, fine. No problem. Someone else is driving. That's someone else's problem. I'm paying them for that trip. But when you're driving there yourself, it's hideous. And I get all tense and sweaty and it's like, oh, no, I can't deal with this.
Right.
So I'm driving towards Rotherhithe Tunnel. Everything's fine. I'm cool. It's all good. I'm taking my time. I'm not cutting anyone up. No one's cutting me up. We're all acting like adults as we should do. Hit the roundabout. And I don't know if anyone knows, but Rotherhithe Tunnel, turns out, I forgot all about this, it's a single lane carriageway through the tunnel. Going into the tunnel, it's 2 carriageways, which you're supposed to like zip lock all the way in. So, that person, then that person, left, right, join the queue.
Yes.
But then outside of that part are like 4 lanes trying to get into the 2 lanes to get down to the 1 lane. It's hideous. It's horrible. And it's all on a roundabout.
Yes.
So it's like a coliseum. Everyone is just battling to get down to these 2 lanes. Hideous place. Never ever want to see it ever again. And so you are fighting and you are concentrating on people trying to cut into you and trying to wiggle their way around, and other people honking horns and swearing and all the normal stuff that you would expect from hideous London. So I'm there and I'm trying to get in, and I managed to get in and go all the way through and do my job, and that's that. I get to work the next day and just tell the story. Not exactly, but tell them that story. One of my work colleagues, and he goes, don't think you're allowed to drive through there.
Oh,
really? Why not? Surely, I'm a key worker, you know. Do you remember that thing in 2020 when I became a key worker? Yeah, I'm a key worker. I should be allowed to drive through there, shouldn't I? Oh no, vans that can carry like 2 tons. No, they're not allowed through there. And so I'm like, really? I was not aware of this. I didn't see any signs. And so then I go onto Google Maps and I look around. I Google this thing, and it's apparently 2 tons. And you may receive a fine. By the way, if anyone's listening from the Rotherhithe Tunnel Association, no, I didn't. This is all just made up for jollies and shit like that.
Can I just ask one thing? Is it a goods vehicle?
What, the van that I'm driving?
It is.
Well, it's a van. It's a Ford Connect.
Right. Okay.
But I think it can carry up to 2 tons.
Yeah, but basically, sorry, really, I'm just looking now. It says to find out if your vehicle is classed as a goods vehicle.
Yeah,
you can check the revenue weight listed on your logbook.
Yeah,
on the plate or sticker fitted to your vehicle.
Yeah,
which would list it.
Yeah,
or your vehicle's manufacturer, which will also tell you.
Okay.
So if you don't qualify on those 3 things,
Yeah.
then you're fine.
Yeah, I think I will get a fine though.
Okay.
I think I will get a fine. I have scoured the internet, and it's like, yeah, even if you got like a full connect or something along them lines, you possibly shouldn't be going down there. And I don't think it's either time restricted or anything like that. And so I'm looking. I thought, no, surely it can't be. And I go into Google Maps and Googling all of this, and the only sign you can find is at the entrance of the tunnel as you're going through these 2 width restrictions. So you're already committed to taking the tunnel. Then you get a sign saying, "Are you in the right vehicle?" And I didn't see that at all. I didn't see it whatsoever. And the little symbol that says 2 ton, it's not a picture of, my van or anything like that. No, it's a truck. It's a truck. Definitely a truck. Not even a van, a truck. So I'm very confused. And I would have thought if they really didn't want these types of vans to go in there, it'll be signposted all over the place, wouldn't it?
Yeah, or if they wanted a large amount of money from fines of people just going through, they'll actually just leave
They'll
it.
put one sign there and just go, do you know what? If you didn't see it, screw you. You should be paying attention.
Yeah, yes. I had that in Hither Green, where there's a road where you can turn left, and everything says you can turn left. Brackets only if you're a taxi. But the brackets is underneath a sign which says turning left, in this lane, and it's like about 4 point on a 60-foot wide thing. It's so small. It's so small I couldn't even cover it up with my with a. I mean, it's a thumbnail width.
Yeah,
the sign. It's the sign's 60 foot across, but the actual information that you really need is about you could put over your thumb.
Yeah. So that's my trouble at the moment. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay. So I think the money I earned that day will cover for the fine.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll be about 70 to 100 quid, I reckon.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, what is the point? I was doing someone a favour to do that weekend as well. What?
Oh, right.
What is the point?
Well, don't worry. I know the feeling. Doing someone a favour and then suddenly finding yourself up to your neck in shit. Yeah. I can't really speak much more.
No,
about that,
don't go any further. Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was fun. One other thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone else see the trailer for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle film?
Yes,
I did. Yes,
I'm so excited.
Just can't hide it.
Yeah,
I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. Oh yeah!
It looks wicked. It looks so good. I know you guys love the Spider-Verse, and I know it's just using that and going, do you know what? We can make our own version of it, of the animation
like the same
style.
artwork.
Yeah.
Does it though? Because I saw the trailer. I saw the trailer online, obviously, but I saw the trailer for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing on the beginning of Spider-Verse.
Oh, okay.
And
same here.
And when you see it projected like 100 foot across the screen, it's quite different. If superficially as a still frame, you could say, yeah, it's the same. But when you see it sort of like everything is just 3D cell shaded. So there's none of that 2D stuff that goes on later on in Spider-Verse, which we'll probably talk about in a minute. But I quite liked it. I quite look at the trailer. I've been out of the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing since the 90s. I literally, that was just I went through a phase of reading the Eastman comics, the Laird and Eastman comics.
Yeah, I had the the graphic novel version of that, and I flipping adored that. Took that to school every single day.
Yeah, I've still got the original American imports upstairs in the loft somewhere, and so I've got those ones, and I really loved all that, but when it all went into everyone's got big colourful sort of Disney eyes, and you can't do nunchucks, and then we call them then we don't
Hero
call them
turtles.
yeah, we call them hero turtles. And it was just like piss it. And then the bad guys like a ball of chewing gum stuck inside a robot or something. I don't know. It was just like I can't be done with that.
Oh,
Where's the ninjas?
It's
Where's
supposed to be Crank or something, isn't it? Is that supposed to be Crank?
I think so, yeah.
Krang, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. But even so, I watched the trailer and I thought, that's actually quite a lot. That looks like a laugh. That looks like quite a laugh. Will I see it in the cinema with a mass of screaming kids? Probably not. But I will see it, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
I did think it did feel like, that's the Turtles I knew originally. You know what I mean? When it was an indie comic, and they did a team up with Cerebus the Aardvark.
Oh God, yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh my word! Thrud the Barbarian.
And then when it turned up as a cartoon on kids' TV,
yeah,
it was Hero Turtles.
Yeah.
Well, my view was it was bullshit in a nutshell.
Sell a toy.
So I kind of tuned
like
out
Shaggy
after
then.
that, and it became this huge property, and it's kind of like, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
Once
Well,
they became mainstream, they changed, man.
Yeah.
They changed.
They totally sold out the media and all commercial and heavy.
Yeah.
But this, I thought, oh God, that's right. Scene feels like back to basics. Probably won't be, but
Oh, no. It probably won't be.
It's probably just to conciliate sods like me to paying attention again after the Bay Turtles.
Yeah.
Which are
God.
also bullshit in a nutshell.
Buy the toy. So I hear dissenting ums from over in the Darren corner there. What are you're not as convinced?
I'm not really. I mean, if they did sort of a one-off special where they did that, I don't know if you remember somebody took the actual images of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and they really roughed them up quite a bit. They were like, they just looked like they were damaged. Their costumes weren't exactly smart and stuff. They just look real sort of, I don't really want to say post-apocalyptic, but
you are going to.
That I am going to, and I think they're all built like brick shit houses as well.
Right.
So I like that look, but I don't know. I'm not. I never really was. I wasn't never really was a big fan of the Turtles.
Okay,
You know,
that's cool.
So I like the idea of them teaming up with Batman and stuff like that because that looked quite good. But
yeah.
Apart from that, I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna sort of like just say it's a terrible thing or anything. It's not one of those things I'm gonna go out of my way to watch.
No.
Yep.
If I happen to sort of like walk into a cinema and then black out and wake up and I'm sat there like Malcolm McDowell in A Clockwork Orange, then and they start playing it, then I'll watch it.
Well, you'll have no choice if you're like Malcolm McDowell.
Exactly.
They'll be holding your eyes open.
I drops into my eyes and stuff like that. Then I'll watch it. But do you know what? If you guys come back and tell me that it's actually pretty good, then I'll probably give it a watch and go, you know what? You were right. Yeah. But it's not something I've got any great, emotional connection to.
Nah.
It wasn't one of them things that kind of happened to me. But this could be the thing that turns it around. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends because it's how you come at them, isn't it? Really. I mean, if your only exposure to the Turtles is the sort of like the mid-90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then it's yeah. And
of a half shell, they're the heroes for. In this day and age, who can ask for more?
Oh, I've got that still on record.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Power.
Yeah, this is giving Vanilla Ice his second big hit.
No, it was someone else. That was from the first film.
Oh,
Turtle Power. It's the
Turtle
No,
Power.
it was the one. I don't know who the bloke was, but it was like, never heard of him before.
wasn't
but...
it Snap? Snap and the Power.
No, I don't think it was that.
I am a
no.
cunt from Snap.
Is that how that went? Hang on a second.
Oh,
Yeah, Snap. That one, the Cult of Snap. You know that they, you can always tell when a group is kind of hitting hard times when they'll do either sort of like a tribal jungle thing, or they'll do like a song that's got the phrase "a little bit of soul" or a something of soul in the title. It's like Bon Jovi did that, and it's like, oh man,
it was
no. I'm
Partners
expecting Snap to do that.
Partners in Crime.
Partners
did it.
in Crime.
Yeah, crime spelt Kryme.
Of course.
Oh, there you go.
Of
That's
course,
it.
none more 90s than...
Exactly, yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do is let's take those letters, but let's take letters that sound like those letters.
Yeah. Because
Interesting. Keep it going.
Keep going.
So, do you have a song for me? I sure do.
Yeah.
How
we
Using other
gonna...
letters is tight.
Picking the wrong letters is tight. Oh my God.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. Anyway.
Ryan George.
Yeah. But speaking of which, have you actually seen his Fast and the Furious ones?
No, I've watched just about every single other one that he did. What was it? I saw a few weeks ago. There was a film that had only just come out, and he automatically flung his little sort of like his
Guardians
skit
of the
up there.
Galaxy 2 or something.
That was it. Yes,
3,
the Guardians of the Galaxy one. And
Yeah.
I sat there laughing my knockers off at that. I really did. It was great.
Nice. So, cool. We do more promotion for the other bloody podcasts and websites
Exactly.
than us. Nobody comes back to us. Never see Ryan Jules go, listen to us. No,
Yeah.
Red Letter
Losers.
Media. Bastards.
Hey, I expect a. So was it difficult? No, it's actually fairly easy. Barely an inconvenience T-shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Right. Yeah, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the movie thing.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That
Okay.
just took me back to being a teenager.
Oh! What's this? Oh, there it is.
The crime syndicate.
It is.
Oh my god.
The crumble rumble. Yeah, no.
Oh.
Get out of the war. That's the only thing I know.
Yeah,
Right, I'm
yeah.
furiously searching Netflix for that
They
now.
are. Yes, that's it. Yes.
Yeah, I'm stopping that before we get to the main bit because basically otherwise we'll get done for copyright.
Right. Yeah, well, it's a review copy.
Yeah, a review copy, yeah, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, Partners in Krispy Kreme have literally not had any. literally had no money come in for about 20,000 years. So yeah, they'll probably be looking for any money they can possibly
Partners in
get.
cream.
Krispy Kreme.
Partners in Panto.
Partners in pantaloons. Anyway, right, okay. Anything else, Elton?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay, you're welcome. Darren, over to you, sir.
Well, there's only two things of note
Mm-hmm.
that I did this week. One, I know that you did yourself as well, which is the Across the Spiderverse. So
Yeah,
I
we can
think
talk
we'll
about
leave
that.
that.
No, we can talk about
Are
now.
you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what? I know. I said we'd be in bed by 10 o'clock, but
Yeah.
I think I've got a gushing coming up. If you
Oh, steady.
yeah,
Phrasing.
I'll get.
Do we not do
phrasing.
phrasing anymore?
That's a low blow, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
Darren.
want the Pornhub
Yes.
jingle? That's how you get the Pornhub jingle.
That's right.
So right, I'll talk about that in a moment. But
Okay.
first of all, right, the one thing I did play this week, there's a game that I've been waiting to come out for
If
a
you
little
say
while
Doom
now.
for a fourth time in a fucking row, I'm going to lose my shit.
No, this is not Doom. This is not Doom.
Right.
Heretic.
Yeah, Heretic, yeah.
Unreal Tournament.
Got Wolfenstein, yeah.
Quake 3.
Hungry Horace goes skiing.
Turtles on the Amiga.
Yeah. No, not that. Not that. It's System Shock. The remake.
My God.
I've
Oh,
been
no.
waiting for that to come out. Right?
Not from those guys who made the fucking Blade Runner remake.
Well, I don't know if the demo is anything to go by, because that's what I didn't buy it. I thought, you know what, let's give the let's download the demo and just see what that's like. And I actually was, I actually found myself quite enjoying it. It's they obviously in this finished game, I'm hoping they fixed some things like the audio, right? So that it doesn't sound like when you're outside the room where a monster is, it doesn't sound like the monster is in the same room that you're in. Because that's confusing. You can hear it like three rooms away, and you're spinning around going, where the fuck are you? You sound like you're getting closer. You sound like you're getting closer, and they're not there at all. So
don't worry, they won't. They'll promise they will, but they won't. If, like
Indeed.
I say, they remade Westwood's Blade Runner game.
That was them. They're the ones that committed that crime.
Not the version that's on Good Old Games, but the actual one that was on the consoles that I bought foolishly, thinking that it was as good as the trailer was suggesting. It wasn't. That it would up-res. It didn't, and it would play smoothly. It didn't.
And it didn't. No.
Yeah. So no, man. It can go fuck itself. That company can fuck right off.
Oh well,
they got my 17 quid once. They will not get another penny from me ever again.
That's me waiting until that comes down to about a £5. Then in that case,
wait until it's given away for free because they're wanking for coins and they're actually needing to lick crumbs off the fucking dog shit on the pavement. That's the only time you'll give them money. It's the only time I'll let you give them money.
So
and even
that's
wanking for coins.
That's a maybe on the multiplayer then, Lee. Yeah?
No.
Okay. Right. Cool.
I am
cool.
in proper misanthropic fucking mode today.
Okay. Well, we'll run away from that quickly, and we will get to one of the entertainment highlights of my week. In probably for actually entertainment highlight for a while. And that is Spider-Man in Across the Spiderverse, which of course was the sequel to Into the Spiderverse.
Yes.
From a couple of years ago.
I'm looking at the wall. I'm looking at the floor. I'm looking at the ceiling. My muscles are perfectly defined.
Yes. Don't give it away. I really wish I could go into depth about this film, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't want to give anything away. Anything at all, and that's the whole like getting near the ending itself, because that was a bit of a rug pull. Wasn't expecting this, and if you're making a third one, here's my money now.
Yeah, they are. They're doing
yes,
it. Yeah,
yes. I'm there for it. I loved it. I just absolutely loved it. I know it's a bit of an assault on the senses, but I think, if I've got to be honest, I think that's a good thing. And I'll say why. There is an awful lot of, if you slowed the film down, if the film was slower, then you could accuse the film of really going all out on things like member berries and stuff like this. But the fucking thing is so fast that the only people that are going to register anything like that, I mean, it doesn't even affect the story. It doesn't even have to have these things in it. They're put in there for comedy effect, a lot of this stuff.
Well, it's that fine line with member berries, isn't it? This is the thing. Whenever I bring them up, it's more a case of when member berries annoy me. It's when people sort of like bring the whole show or film or everything to the stop and just go, what about that?
Look.
You see that? That's a thing. You remember it. See? It's right there. Look.
Hi, my name's Boba Fett. I know I wasn't in this cut beforehand, but Hello. I'm
Hello.
just gonna stand here like this, and I'm
Yes.
gonna look around for a sec.
Yeah.
There we
When
go.
there's
And I'm just gonna
absolutely
wander
zero,
off.
if there's zero reason to have a thing happen in a way it happens or be
Yes.
referenced in the way it's referenced, and literally the camera just sits there while everyone in the cast and crew gets in front of the camera and just winks at you and goes, "Hey, look, oi, hey."
Yeah.
That's member berries. That's what I hate. If you get like a Picard sort of season 3 situation where they kind of the whole thing's steering round to kind of go, yeah, look, it's a nostalgia fest from start to finish, just wallow in it, then it's like, okay, fine, you've laid out your stall, that's what it is what it is, you go with it or you don't. But if it's like fucking Force Awakens where they're running around and there's 100,000 spaceships in the spaceport and then they suddenly go, what about that one? And ta-da! What is it? Oh, it's the Falcon. Well, why would you take that
What a
ship?
coincidence!
Why would you take that ship? Why would you not take the other ships? Why would you not go somewhere else? It's like, no, because it's the Falcon. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah,
But,
it doesn't do that.
This doesn't do that at
No.
all. All the characters in it,
Mm.
I loved. Although it was great. I didn't really know much about certain versions of Spider-Man. I mean, I will say this version from 2099.
Whereas I've got all the comics upstairs. So
Yeah, I didn't know.
I knew what was into that. Yeah,
I've been doing a bit more research into him now, and it's kind of like, oh, that's his personality. That's it. That's him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a bit of a gun. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
And the whole thing with the claws, his claws, actually is because what they tried to do in a sort of typical sort of like over-explaining kind of way that comics do sometimes is that it was when he got the spider mutation, it's like a kind of exaggerated nictating hairs thing, which they later nicked for the Raimi film with the whole idea of hairs in the fingers.
Yeah.
But instead, it kind of they solidify out, and the suit adapts and becomes like these claws. So that's why he's got the claws.
But I'm interested now because little comic bits from other things that he's been in have cropped up, and it's like, you know what? I think I might have to sit and read some 2099 stuff because he looks like a very interesting character.
I've got the entire run until it was cancelled. Upstairs.
Right, okay.
I would loan them to you, but
No, it's fine.
but I don't.
It's
No,
fine.
but I don't trust you, and I won't.
It's all right. You won't get any chocolate thumbprints on them, I promise. Lee. And
does that
pages won't sort of like be suddenly, oh, look at that! That page has just fallen out.
does
Well, there
it
you
still
go.
sting from 1986?
Yeah, very much so.
Oh,
yeah.
it's okay. Don't worry. I wrapped,
I
wrapped that page that fell out in chips and non brewed condiment.
Yeah, that chocolate. What was that stuff called? Fuck you, Teller. That's it. Yes.
No, it
Yes.
was Kit Kat actually.
Was it Kit Kat? Right, there we go.
The worst bit was
head
it
up
was,
my ass. No.
the worst bit was it was it was the end bit I was going to nibble off and it just fell off.
Whatever, man.
Phrasing.
Whatever.
Don't we do phrasing no more? Hold on. Anyway,
But anyway, yes, the film itself. Oh my god, just superb, and it made sense, and it made the other film, the first film, relevant to it as well. I love it. You know, there were some quite sort of full on moments as well in it for some of the characters in there, but just the nice throwaway jokes that you're going to have to slow down. In fact, what you might want to do is once you've seen Spider-Verse or Across the Spiderverse, if you go and see it, go watch something like New Rockstars or something like that on YouTube where they break down the film and everything that goes on in the background.
I wouldn't. I would literally just wait for it to come out on DVD and just enjoy it. Because
Well, I suppose you could watch it over and over again, which I'm probably going to do anyway, like the other one. I've seen that about 7 or 8 times now, the first film. So, you know, I'd never get tired of watching that.
Yeah, I will be a little controversial and think I enjoyed the first one more. But I think that's because the second one, much like Dune, is going to live or die based on the final piece, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I'm not going to call a judgment on whether or not the second film was actually the masterpiece everyone's kind of lauding, unless I see the third part and it sticks the landing. I'm pretty sure it will, but I'm just, like Dune, it's like Dune, everyone's going, oh, it's amazing, it's wonderful, and it's like it kind of stops halfway through, and I'm just like, let me see the second part, and then I'll tell you whether or not the first part's actually great. It's good what they've done so far, but it isn't a whole film. And that's the same with this one. It's not a whole film, is it? The whole film is the two parts together, isn't it?
Yeah. See, I didn't know that it was that. This is why I wasn't going to say anything, because that was like, what? That was me.
No, I think everyone knows it was.
I didn't. I had no idea, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" And it was just, "What are you doing? No, no."
Why are you? No, stop! No, don't stop! Don't. Yeah.
Desist.
No, don't make me wait.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh well, I mean, like I say, sorry if that is a spoiler for anyone, but it's freely out there as information in every conceivable format that is the first part of a two-part.
Totally flew by me that. Okay. I wasn't expecting that at all, and it really was a bit like, oh shit. Yeah. But look, I will say this to anybody: once the credits start rolling, then you can leave. There are no post-credit sequence in this one at all. Okay, so yeah, don't just hang around thinking there may be one, because you will be disappointed.
Yeah, like I say, I enjoyed it for the most part. I enjoyed a lot of the in-jokes. I enjoyed a lot of the Spider-Man stuff, the sort of history stuff that kind of pops in and out, and they kind of reference over and over again. And I liked the main villain, how he evolves and changes.
God, yeah.
And it's cool, and I am looking forward to seeing the next one. But like I say, there was a kind of a point that I started to feel like it was starting to drag, because and I can't really say anything more without spoiling it, so I'll just have to leave it there. That while it is a really, really good film and solid, I liked the first one better because it was more encompassed and tighter movie.
Yeah.
But I can't say much more than that, because any more than that would be to say things that will spoil it. And I think people should go in and make their own mind up and just see it.
Yeah,
but
just lavish in the jokes, man. Especially if you are a Spider-Man fan, there are so many little in jokes, and it's not like they're trying to do this to be cool. It's just they're taking the piss left, right, and centre.
Well,
the
thing is, there's two types of joke like that. You get the jokes where it's coming from a point of love, like your sort of like your most Lord and Miller films, like the Lego Movie and the Lego Batman and all this kind of thing. When you see them, you kind of go, okay, fine, or 21 Jump Street even. They love the thing that they're taking the piss out of, and it shows, and that's fine. And the same goes for the Spider-Man movies. They really love those films, and they love the character, and they love the property. So when they're doing the jokes, you don't feel like the sort of like Big Bang Theory kind of bollocks of they're laughing at it, not with it. And so it doesn't feel so mean-spirited and cynical. And I really appreciated that, because there are some nice little nods to pretty much every point in Spider-Man history, to be honest, and some very odd moments of Spider-Man history as well, which I won't go into. But it is great. It is great for that sort of thing. The only thing I will say is that I went with Carol, and she's obviously not as steeped in that kind of stuff at all, and so a lot of the jokes kind of passed her by. Just lots of little nods and references. So her reaction was a little bit more muted, and that's understandable. But that may have coloured my perception of it as well, because I'm seeing it through the eyes of someone who's got literally zero interest in Spider-Man beyond. I've seen them. I've seen the MCU movies. I know that character, sort of thing. So it's definitely for the more, shall we say, the more hardcore But I wouldn't let that put you off if you just like good animation and good jokes. It is there. It is a lot to enjoy.
Yeah, scripting's very, very tweet.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And for an animated film, it's got a lot of emotion in it as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's quite...
yeah,
don't dip.
Yeah,
Dip.
no, the impact of some of the stuff in it is great.
Well
the
done.
sentiment between certain individuals is really nice. And it's nice to see certain relationships developing in that film between various different characters, and it feels natural. I've got a lot of time for this film.
We might have to green room it when Jim's gone away, so he's.
There's
not
one dad joke. Yeah, I can't say.
No,
I can't
don't
say it, but there is.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it, but there is one dad joke that I love, and I only found out it was a dad joke when I watched the breakdown, and it's like, very funny.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anymore.
Say nothing.
No.
Cool. Well, that kind of sums up my week as well. So,
thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you very much. Good night. Hey. Early doors. No. The only other thing I've got, which is even remotely newsworthy as far as your week's concerned, why not? In for a penny. I've got no shame left to give after 20 years of this. After 20 years of this podcast. So cut a very long story short, I've always had eczema, right? I've always had sort of rough skin. And just recently, for reasons I don't quite understand, it's kind of gone a bit mad, especially on my left hand. And before anyone says anything, yes, I'm right-handed, so don't be going there. Anyway, so for a long time I've been waiting to go and see a skin specialist, dermatologist, and so I finally got my appointment after 3 odd freaking years, and I've gone to see him. Anyway, so they've had to go look at the stuff that there's like various sort of scaly patches. I'm turning into a clicker from fucking Last of Us.
You're not Ben Grimm then.
No, I wish. Time. Well, you could. I wish. However, I feel actually probably what I'm going to be is a bloater from Last of Us. But
okay.
But anyway, so to cut a long story very short and not put anyone off of their toast, I go in and the guy goes, right, okay, so where are the patches? And I'm like, you're looking at the patches. I am literally just a big walking fucking patch. And he goes, right, okay, fine. And he says to me, right, so we're going to have to look at the stuff on your legs first. I'm like, okay, fine. So take my trousers off. And he goes, right, okay, fine. Yeah.
Sorry.
And he says, right, take your shoes and socks off as well. So okay, fine. So I've done that. Yeah, brown chicken, brown cow. Anyway, yeah, and then Carol, who's also in there with me because she's
no.
So she comes in. She comes in as well because she's sort of like she says whenever I go and see a doctor, I only ever tell them half the story. So she's like there to sort of go, no, don't forget to tell them this, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, what about the patch on your hand? And I go, oh yeah, there you go. So the doctor looks at that and she goes, what about the patch on your arm? Okay, fine. So the doctor says, look, just take your shirt off as well. So now I'm just standing there in my pants.
Now bend over.
Well, that was the thing. That was the moment. You see, what happened was he suddenly turns around and he goes,
the old tea-towel holder, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
This block of wood, I want you to stick this between your teeth. No.
See this towel rail? I want you to bite down. And he turns around and he says to me, right, okay, so what we're going to have to do is you're going to have to go into the dark room. And I'm like, the dark room?
I'm sorry, this is getting worse.
Yeah. He goes, you're going to have to go in the dark room. And I'm like, the what? And
don't send me back to dark place.
Yeah, don't send me back into the dark room. No, I'm not going back in the cupboard. And he says, and Carol goes, oh right, okay, you're gonna have to go in the dark place. Oh, okay, fine. And he gets
the dark place.
And he gets a torch, a UV torch. Yeah.
Oh God.
Greetings, traveller.
Yeah. Greetings. Yeah. I'm a dream weaver, a wanderer,
a shaman.
a shaman, actor, an occasional author. And he turns around and he says, "Okay, so actually, it's not a dark room. It's just a cupboard." And I'm like,
This is better and better, isn't it?
Yeah, the doctor's just.
It's not really a cupboard. It's a cellar.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
exactly. And he turns
Lee,
around.
you're a wizard.
Yeah. You're going to get the Harry Potter experience. I'm going to stick you under the stairs.
Here's my wand.
He does, and he turns around and he says to me, go in this cupboard," and I go, "It's a cupboard." He opens the door, and it is literally a cupboard. There is like a pile of boxes, a mop, and a bucket. Right?
I thought you were going to say a pile of bodies.
No. And I'm like, and I sort of like, nervously, I turn around, I sort of go, "It's really a cupboard." And he goes, "Yeah, it's a janitor's cupboard. We don't actually have a dark room." And like, right. And he goes, "Now I'm going to have to run this UV light over you." And I'm like, "Okay." And then he turns to Carol, no joking, he turns to Carol, and with a wink, he says, "Don't worry, only be 10 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck as the door closes? All right.
Oh, man, you imagine.
River.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on. How are you holding that light?
Do you know, I had a
Both
moment
your hands
like,
are on my shoulders.
I had a moment like that once.
Mm.
I really did, yeah. I had to have an internal examination, shall we say, and some people that take me to the hospital because I was pissing literally Ribena. The last thing they saw was I was laid on my trousers down, I'd be faced towards the door, right? They were all outside, right?
Like a pornographic Blair Witch Project, isn't it?
It was like that, right? But the doors are slowly closing, right? And the last thing they saw was suddenly the doctor walked from home, from out of shot into, from behind me, stood there, snapped the rubber gloves on, and I just looked up and went, "Oh," and then the door just... That was it. So,
yeah,
there you go. That's your image for the day.
There you go.
But, dark cupboards and everything. No, I didn't
Dark
get
cupboards.
a dark cupboard. I didn't get a dark cupboard, mate.
Yeah, but the thing was, it wasn't a scientific dark cupboard. I was thinking it was going to be like a dark room with like medical equipment. It wasn't. It was literally just a bucket, a mop, 2 boxes of storage stuff, and then
Handcuffs,
like
some leather straps.
Yeah, and
some
David-
gimp masks.
David Carradine hanging there with an orange in his mouth.
Would you like a tangerine, sir? What?
Yeah, what is that corpse doing? Anyway, and he ran this UV light all over me. So yeah, now I'm thanks to all of that, I'm now having to basically slather myself in creams, ointments, and drugs up the wazoo, and it's I feel like I'm in it was the Singing Detective, but without the Joanne Wally Kilmer wanking.
Yeah.
Can't get it all, but I suppose that's on private.
There you are, yeah.
Yeah. So fun. Have fun with that. Enjoy your cornflakes if you're listening to this in the morning. Anyway, right. Feedback. Yes, feedback. Let's do a bit of feedback. Last week we did do species. Carry on up the species.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Jeffrey Hyman said it's a little softcore sci-fi. Interesting. Justin Pearson Smith said, as a teenager, my mum took me to see this one. It's not nearly as bad as when my dad took me to see the anime showcase that had scenes with tentacles and scantily clad schoolgirls.
Oh, great stuff.
So, it's a balance, obviously.
Yeah.
Someone called Teresa Burnside, I don't know who that might be, said, I bought wine. I felt it might be needed. Yes.
And she was not wrong.
And she was not wrong, no. At which point, Pete Hammond also said you might have been better off sniffing glue. Though she did.
That's double up for this week, really, as well.
Yeah, I think so. I stick glue somewhere anyway. And Teresa then later points out that the part where the moron biology scientist was attacked by a squirrel made me laugh out loud. It did make a change from a cat being thrown at someone. What was it? Rob Valentine, writer, Doctor Who writer, who I think who's spoken to him on a podcast recently. Andy Plastides, was it? Said that it inspired the El Chupacabra. The El Chupacabra?
Oh, right, okay.
The goat sucker.
The goat sucker, yeah. Apparently. So, there you go. The more you know. It's like, wow, okay. Fair enough. I didn't really... Yeah, he said, Rob Taylor, he says, fun fact, one of the species' big claims, in a spooky claim to fame, is that Syl is more than likely the origin of the Chupacabra myth. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and in which case Brian Legate actually says, not more than likely, she is exactly what the woman who came up with it described. There's an excellent book by Ben Radford on the subject. He dug well deep into that, which is, so there you go. Little actual factoid. So thank you very much for that. Martin Thompson says, whenever they mentioned Syl, did anyone else think of this guy? And there's like some bloke from Doctor who essentially looks like he looks like he should be in this week's movie, to be frank.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like someone's taken Peter Dinklage and stuck him in a prawn suit.
Lovely.
So there you go. So so it actually prompted a lot more discussion. It actually prompted a lot more discussion than most of the movies where we actually discuss it. Bizarre. No accounting for how these things go, is there?
No, not at all.
But anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, yes, if you have seen any movie that we've reviewed and you want to leave some feedback, do drop us a line either on the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/The Black Dog Podcast, and we'll read it out, or send us an email to feedback@blackdogpodcast.com, and we'll play it or read it out depending what it is. And obviously do check out the Facebook group, because Martin Thompson's Black Dog Podcast Without Context is the highlight of my week as I try and work out how the fuck he made some of these pictures. But anyway, so there you go. So I think we'll stop it there. We'll take a break for the first half, and we'll get ready for this week's movie, which can probably only be described. What was it, AI?
It's the sort of films that make me angry. It's a stupid film. Fucking stupid film. It was a big pile of old shit.
Thank you, AI. Otherwise known as Dead Sushi, a.k.a.
Poshfish.
Poshfish.
There you go. Roll the jingle. Maybe I should do Under the Sea. Or Rock Lobster for the jingle. Anyway, either way,
you should.
We'll find out when I come to edit it. Anyway, roll the jingle, whatever it is.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum.
In the morning, laughing happy fish heads. In the evening, floating in the soup.
Right, so Dead Sushi, a.k.a., and I'm going to pronounce this as seen, Deado Sushi. There you go, Deado Sushi. Is a 2012 Japanese comedy horror film directed by, and gather round children because Lee's about to destroy the Japanese language, Nobuo Iguchi. A film involves Kiko, played by Rina Takada, who is the daughter of a famous sushi chef. She leaves home for an inn where she is bullied by the president of Komatsu Pharmaceuticals. A Komatsu researcher arrives intent on revenge by creating a serum that turns fish on rice into killer sushi. Keiko teams up with the former sushi chef Swada to fight off the creatures. That's it. That is the beginning and the end of the Wikipedia as far as plot and description and everything is concerned. There is a little bit about the production, which just says that after working on the film Piranha 3D, he was influenced by Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and decided to make this film. The running time was 91 minutes. And the budget was, we don't know. And the box office is, we don't know. But let's just assume that we do. So, how much do you think it made at the box office, Jim?
I don't know, 2 stretched cheeks. I have no idea.
Darren?
I would say 300 randy sushi pieces.
Okie dokie. And Elton?
A pair of sushi nunchucks.
Well, you're both wrong. It's actually the cost of my dignity and my time. So anyway, let's go around the table, do a quick review before we do the spoiler talk, and let's just see what everyone thinks. Now, I'm assuming that none of us up until this point had seen this film, had we?
No.
No. Right,
Nope.
cool. So because you picked Elton, you get to go last.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go around the table. So we'll start with you, Jim.
Well, yes. This was different.
It was a choice.
Well, it wasn't boring. And afterwards, I had to put on something very, plain and vanilla and mundane.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up watching Umbrella Academy to calm down.
Blimey.
I think that says it all.
Right, okay, fair enough. Darren.
It was intriguing to begin with, but then after 2.5 minutes, it was kind of, oh no. That's it. That's my review.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. My review, I fucking hated this movie, and every single mortal fucking second of it was like running nails across a chalkboard. I absolutely hated it. I cannot overemphasize how much I wanted this thing to be over with every second that passed. I fucking detested it to the very core of my being, and to the point where I actually wished the fact that death no longer holds any fear for me now, because this film has taken that sting away, because at least I would not be in a universe where it existed. I fucking detested it so much. not even a little bit. Just fucking horrible. I just hated every single possible thing about it. Everything. Every single mortal thing. Elton, what did you think?
Well, as Darren said, this was a choice, wasn't it?
Yep.
And it was a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised we haven't got whiplash from my choice last time, which was Training Day, to this.
Mm-hmm.
Very different ends of the spectrum. Very different.
I mean, if Training Day was ultraviolet, this is like infrared. This is on so far the other end of the spectrum. It's literally the dawn of the universe far away.
And I think I saw a clip of it and I thought, that'd be interesting, and just thought, do you know what? Sod it. Let's just do it. I don't normally do these types of movies at all. I think this and what was the Freddy Got Fingered one?
Yeah.
Is the closest to crazy shit that I've done. And fuck it, why not? Fuck it. But it was, I don't know, some of it was amusing, but I can't work out whether I was trying to make myself laugh and enjoy it and go, oh no, I actually chose something quite amusing, and it really wasn't. It was just fucking shit. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But and I think towards the end it had run its course, and yet it was still going. And I was like, no, I've had enough of this now. I really, really wish I'd chosen something different. But I'm glad I've done it. I'm glad I've chosen it. I'm glad I put you through something which you guys have put me through many, many, many times before. And man, this was just once. So this is how it feels like to be on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, but this was the nuclear option, man. I mean, there's just there's bad films. This was just fucking awful.
This wasn't nuclear. I didn't know what was going to happen. We could have found an absolute gem. We didn't, but we could have found an absolute gem.
I could have shit diamonds, but it don't mean to say it would happen.
It's true. True. I think there were moments where I had fun with it. And I think there were moments where I was trying to force myself to have fun as well. Where I was, I'm finding this funny. And then like the internal monologue in my head was, are you really? Like, yeah, honestly, I am. I'm really enjoying this. Really? Are you sure? I don't know. I think I am. A little bit. Am I? No, I don't think you are. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe the next scene will cheer me up. And yeah, I think that was going on from my head for 90 minutes.
Yeah. It's a bit like the whale in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's a big, wide-sounding word like round, ground, ground. That's it. It's the ground. I wonder if he'll be friends with me. Okay. I guess spoiler zone going forward. We will do the spoiler alarm. If you don't want to know anything more about this movie. Not that there's much to know, but if you don't want to know any more about this movie, stop the podcast and go and watch it, and then come back afterwards. Here's the spoiler siren. And that is not a nuclear bomb alarm. That's just an air raid siren. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm not making some kind of extra sort of like subtext there. It was just air raid siren 1 to 4. It said. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. So here we go. Spoiler zone, everyone. Who wants to go first? Because if I just start, it's just not going to stop. So someone else just talk.
Okay then. Now, I've seen many strange Japanese and Asian films in my time. And when this started, it was kind of, in many ways, it just conformed to a lot of similar things I've seen. There's a lot of nods to sort of Western cult stuff here. There's nods to Altered States, Hellraiser, Evil Dead, and Alien, and a few others all just thrown in there, just every now and again. And from the opening sequence of that, it's going to be one of those kind of films. It's kind of really kind of that particular form of humour and style, which is kind of quite daft and broad. But I think the problem with it I found was it only had enough material for half a movie. And it's kind of, once you've done Killer Sushi, just having some sort of ordinary zombies turn up is a step down, where you should be taking a step up.
Yeah.
And there's a few scenes where it was kind of, well, what I call Adam Sandlering the joke. Just continuing with it for ages. And it's kind of, look, I'm sorry, it won't become more funny the longer you do this, because it wasn't funny to start with. That kind of doing something too long only works if it was funny originally.
Yeah.
It won't save a bad joke and make it funny by doing it longer.
No.
Yeah. And it was kind of, as Tree said, do you think they padded those scenes just to get it sort of the right running time so they could release it as a movie for some contractual or legal obligation? Just go, well, actually.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. What about you then, Dal?
Oh.
Every sentence is going to start like that, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Do you know what one thing that really kind of annoyed me? One of the many things that annoyed me in this is this does what some of the most awful sort of live action anime superhero type stuff does, which is where suddenly there's a solution pulled out of someone's arse. It's like with the Power Rangers, right? All of a sudden they're sort of like, they're backed into a corner. All of a sudden they've got like the Mega Dildo Zord or something like this that suddenly appears and defeats everyone, and it's super duper powerful. And every episode if it appears again, it's even more super duper powerful than it was before. And it had that kind of feeling to it. It was just like, oh, please fuck off. It was just horrible. I kept looking at the time going, what do you mean there's still another fucking half an hour to go?
Oh, fuck me. When the geezer had a fish head and it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
That's what
my.
reminded me of Power Rangers.
That did remind me of Power Rangers, but
Yeah.
it was just like once he did that, and I thought, oh, that's the big boss. We're gonna have a showdown, and then the showdown went on for 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh god, this isn't the 20-minute fight. You're literally fighting in a shed.
Yeah.
And the old bloke gets bitten and he doesn't turn into a zombie. And it's like, I think she got bitten and didn't turn into a zombie. And then all of a sudden he's got this magic voice. Where the fuck did the magic voice come from? What the fuck is that all about?
But it was never used again.
No.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was used twice, but that's about it. You know, it's just... I just didn't get it. I just, the whole thing with the grab it, and it's like, it suddenly turns into Benny fucking Hill at one point, where you've got one zombie climbs up behind another one and squeezes the boobs of the one in front, and suddenly she turns into a fucking vomit cannon. You know, it's, what is this? What am I watching? This isn't funny. It's just, this is sad. It's a bit pathetic, and it's the sort of film that makes me want to turn that off and watch Sharknado. You know, it's just, oh man, this was bad. This was very bad.
I don't think they went crazy enough. I think they had ample opportunity to go crazy. But as you said, Jim, when you go from possessed sushi and then downgrade to just bog standard zombies with rice coming out of their mouth, you're taking a massive backward step there.
Yeah.
At one point, you've got ramen noodles squeezing out of a hole of a man's face. And it's like, okay, that's different. Or the squid pulling the man's face apart. And you're like, okay, I can kind of dig them moments. Because I think they're making me look even harder than what I would be. Because it's interesting. Something interesting is happening. But it is a one-trick pony with, like, killer sushi. I get it, but it's just, okay, now you got these obviously terrible special effects. You have gone down the asylum road already. And that is a choice. You've chosen for it to be terribly looking. And that is your aesthetic that you want to run with. And sometimes I think that can be funny and amusing sometimes, but most of the time it's just annoying because it is a choice, because you haven't got the budget, and so you decide to make it look shit. And that is a very poor choice decision.
Well, it's the thing that immediately leapt to mind with me, if I can just try and not go completely rant bastard gibbery nonsense. Sorry,
Deep breaths.
Yes. Let's start again. The thing that came to me when I was trying to rationalise it and watch it rationally for a second was it felt like early Peter Jackson, or an attempt at that, or an attempt at an early Sam Raimi, where the lack of budget was not going to stop them from trying to do something mad.
Yeah.
And so you think, well, okay, so we've seen it. We've seen a geezer in New Zealand with 4 friends and basically some latex and some dummies that he got out of a shop make a alien invasion zombie movie. Right, fine. That's cool. But they did it on a low budget. It was shockingly low budget. But the ideas, the direction, the sheer madness going on screen carries you through. See also Evil Dead. 4 friends decide to go into a log cabin with their car and just film with a camera on a wheelie bin, you know, and just sort of run around like lunatics, running it around on a log, you know, doing something ultra dirt cheap and just flying by the seat of their pants. That I'm down with. Absolutely. We've seen that. And we've seen it can be done well. This doesn't. This wants to be that. It wants to be, hey, look at us, we're all wild and crazy. But it's got no script, no idea, other than wouldn't it be cool if Sushi was killing people? And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Because once you've done that gag once, that's it. You've done that and 5 minutes have passed. Nothing else is going to happen. And when it comes to crazy Asian movies, from Japan and Korea and China and all these kind of things, I've seen enough of them. I've seen like your sort of like Kung Fu Hustles and your Seven Golden Vampires and Verses and all these kind of other mad things, and you go, right, okay, fine. And I'm sure there's madder films out there. There's people who are really into it going, no, but what about this one? Tetsu the Iron Man and all these kind of things that are just completely crazy go bonkers. And you go, right, fine, crazy go bonkers. But you've got something to say, or you've got sheer energy to drive that bonkers fucking story along.
Yep.
This doesn't have energy, invention, idea, or even a way to film the fucking fight scenes that were interesting. That scene where she takes on all the guys in that fucking sushi restaurant at the beginning, and there's a shot where she's overhead shot that's supposed to look good while she's dragging around a towel or whatever it is, or the robe, knocking everyone over. It's filmed in the same way that Obi-Wan was filmed, insofar as the camera's in the wrong position. It's clearly in the wrong position, but they've only got one take. So you get to reveal how stupid and piss poor it's done. Obi-Wan, you can walk around the gate on either side. You can see it. You can see the fucking sides. You could literally drive a bus around this fucking gate. There's no need to make this whole, I've got to deactivate the gate. And the same was in this. She never hit them, she never came within like 6 foot of them with the fucking towel. And when she tried to kick them, her foot was so far away that even the shadows didn't fucking connect, let alone, the foot in the face. And it's like, okay, if you're trying to make it look cheap, fine, make it look cheap. If you're going to make it look like it's filmed poorly, fine, make it look filmed poorly. But you've made such an attempt to make the fights look good to start to this point that when you start to fuck up, it's because clearly you're just fucking up. It's no longer just a kind of, oh, look at us, aren't we being quirky? It's now just like, look at us, aren't we being completely incompetent for all to see on the fucking camera? It was an absolute shit show of a movie from start to finish.
Yeah.
I'm starting again. Someone else take over.
I had a terrible problem with pacing and so just inventive. Surely if you're doing Killer Sushi, if you're doing that in your first act, second act, you've got to go to Cyber Sushi and have it making a fishy Ultraman. And then third act, you go Kaiju Sushi.
Yes.
Surely that's where you'd go with this. Or something even more ridiculous, like farts can destroy it or something. People eating beans to raise an army to repel the sushi. There's any number of over-the-top ways you can go with this sort of stuff. But the fact that he just didn't seem to have the ideas to do it. And sometimes I said there's all these references in, and I'm saying, I can see what you're referencing, but the point is you're referencing another low-budget film that did this sort of stuff better. And their effects were good, not just kind of like, haha, the effects are shit, aren't they? Haha. It is kind of, when you make those sort of references or allusion, you can be just holding up a mirror to your own movie and going, oh, we're really crap in comparison.
Yeah, we're not as good as this one.
Don't remind the viewers of what the high watermark and what's the top tier for this sort of genre you're in. Don't remind them if you're not going to be trying to jump it and clear it.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. It's that whole thing of if you're going to make those comparisons, you make them at your peril. You don't make a comparison to say, I don't know, Bad Taste, or even in the case, or even Peter Jackson's other one, was it Brain Dead or Dead Alive as it was called over in the States?
Yeah.
You don't pull that shit and go, look at that and look at what we're doing. Because if you do that, the first thing everyone does is go, yeah, but they're doing it better and just as more so entertaining than what you're doing. And if your script is just people shouting sushi for 10 minutes, the gag isn't there. There's nothing there. And it's not even, I hate to say it, but I started to think with the special effects that they were going for a Birdemic thing. Or a Manos Hands of Fate, something deliberately awful. But the thing is, I started to think that even Birdemic had a narrative progression of kind of boy meets girl in cafe, boy falls for girl, they meet up again, they run into a shed, put up a bed in the shed to hide from the birds, run from that into a car, and then try to escape.
Girl does shit in woods and
Girl
dies.
does shit in woods and dies. But this
No, it's in a field. It's not the woods.
Oh,
it's the field.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, open field.
Open field. But this doesn't even do that. It just goes. Oh, I'm a tramp. And then just does this exposition blurb in like 2 seconds flat. Gets shot in the back. Everyone goes into hysterics, and then sushi happens. The end. I mean, the whole film is really a 10-minute Monty Python skit writ large and Monty Python would have probably put 20 times the amount of jokes into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it was pathetic. And then when you suddenly start putting in all the cultural differences of kind of like that kind of weird casual sexism thing, which, I'm no prude. We've watched plenty of movies with lots of kind of mad stuff in. But when there's that whole thing when the woman's having her tongue ripped out by the flying fucking, was it vine roll or whatever the fuck it was, and there's like 10 minutes of just this guy debating whether or not, while she's having her face eaten off by this thing, and then later on eaten off by 3 more pieces of sushi, whether or not he's still going to grab her boobs. You're like,
that was a weird. Yeah, that was a bit of a brick wall for me.
It was just like, I mean, again, like I say, we've seen.
If you'd done it quickly, you could have got away with it.
Yeah,
but
if
that was
you
one of those scenes that you keep drawing it out, and it's kind of you're making me realize how unfunny this is, and making me think about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem, isn't it? It's like when you do a bad gag, if you keep saying the bad gag, either it'll become funny or you won't become funny. It'll become funny how hard you're trying to be funny.
Yeah.
This has gone beyond that because it's like every gag gets hammered into the ground really, really poorly. And then, like I say, you get the cultural thing where, and I've seen it, we've commented on it before about other anime films as well, where it just seems like people flip on a dime and just suddenly go, "What? You want to fight?" And it's like, no, I just said, "Can you take your socks off?" "Well, how dare you? I will fight you." It's like, what? It's just like you get this, like the PA to the fucking boss. "How dare you insult my boss? I shall now attack you with a knife." What? It's just, are you supposed to go, "Ha ha ha ha, this is what happens. This is taking things to extremes." And it's like, no. It's just fucking tedious bollocks. You're just trying to make things up. It's like the worst kind of improv act. You're sitting there watching a bunch of pre-teens going, "And now we're going to I'm going to do a play." "What play?" "Well, it's about a thing." "What thing?" "Well, here's my other friend who's going to do a thing. We're going to do a show now." And you're like, right? And everyone just sits there in awkward silence until someone just goes, "Look, a monkey," and then runs off.
This is a film where they had clearly an idea of killer sushi. And that is as far as it progressed.
Yes.
There was no thought of, where can this go? Where can it come from? How can we build this up?
No.
It was just killer sushi. And there was, I think, the very first killings with the sushi of the guy eating it and blood coming out of his mouth and eating another one and then more blood, and that was interesting. But I think that should have been in the middle of what was going on. You should have built up to that. But as you said, Jim, there is no real building up. There is nothing of that.
No.
You should either end up with a massive monster, or if it is going to turn into a zombie thing, then you turn one person into a zombie, then they disappear, and then they start picking off people, and then you have 2 zombies or 3 zombies, and it slowly increased. But all of a sudden, you had killer Sushi, and then you were chased by zombies, and then all of a sudden they're breathing fire on people, and it was so disjointed that it took away from the fun, if there was any fun there to be had. All of a sudden, you have zombies rock up, and as soon as it turned into zombies, I was like, "Oh fuck! Oh, this was a poor choice, wasn't it?" This was a choice.
I mean, I will be honest with you. I'm not blaming anyone for this. I mean, it's not like we all went in with Species and just went, "Oh, God, it's all rubbish. Let's go watch it again." This we all went in blind, but so it's not like a sort of like, "What did you do? What did you do, McManus?"
Yeah,
but I will say this was fucking awful. And
it absolutely was. I personally think it's one of the worst ones we've done.
I do too. I do.
Yeah, I think so too.
I genuinely don't think it's. See, that's the problem. There's so bad it's bad, and then there's so bad it's good, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
This is House of the Dead 2 levels, I think.
But
that's saying something.
Yeah.
Look at the fun that we had during Birdemic. Terrible movie, but we were giggling all the way through it. But this, I am kind of struggling to find the funny narrative in this.
But that is the problem, isn't it? There's fun to be had with a genuinely bad movie which is trying to be good. And then there's also fun to be had with a genuinely bad movie that's just failing in various ways. This is just a bad movie with no redeeming features whatsoever because it's just shit. There's nothing funny about it. There's nothing interesting about it. There's nothing it's actually doing. All it had was an idea, and a very piss poor one at that, and
very wafer thin one.
Wafer thin.
Wafer thin. But it is only wafer thin.
Yeah. I genuinely hate it, and so much. I can't. I mean, I'm really trying very, very, very hard to let you guys have word in edgeways right now.
Right. Okay.
Well, so I have to say, when I was watching it, I didn't really hate it. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Mainly because it was kind of like, all right, what are you doing? Are you doing that? What are you doing now? Are you doing that? And there's a certain momentum to that got me through most of the movie. just laughing, not necessarily with it, or not really necessarily at it, but laughing near it.
Yeah,
laughing adjacent.
You know what I mean? It's kind of
laughing around.
A lot of the jokes are not making me laugh, but I'm sort of laughing at the quality of the jokes or the stupidness of it.
Yeah.
Me and she's looking at each other, going, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Didn't think we'd go there, but there you go. It's in retrospect, you go, actually, there's just nothing to it because it doesn't fit together. I mean, I think you can make a crazy low budget movie if you've got enough mad set pieces that can paper over a plot that doesn't make sense or a lack of ability. You know what I mean? It's kind of if you only got a 20-minute plot, you've got to make the movie go very, very fast so people don't have time to notice. Whereas it didn't quite do that. And all those things at the time, I was eye-rolling, going, okay, they went there. It's kind of, they're few and far between. The talking egg sushi, I quite liked.
Yeah.
But best character in it, I think, on retrospect. But you know what I mean? But then you've got something like the egg kiss scene.
Oh.
Kind of like,
no.
Why are you doing this? Is this some party piece and you're really just flanneling for time something rotten? Or is it a reference I'm oblivious to? I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem, isn't it? There's always that thing of like, it's cultural differences, and it's like, yeah, but, all I'm going to say is Avengers still made a couple of billion quid over in Japan and China. There's cultural differences, and then there's just deliberately, willfully obscure.
Yeah. See, that egg kiss, I am not a fan of eggs. I do not. I actually physically detest eggs.
What was that?
And then you have that moment, and then the moment when it breaks and he pours it back into the woman's mouth, and you can see her just gagging on it. And
I'm feeling sick just talking about it.
I felt physically ill looking at it. It was disgusting, and I can't remember a movie that made me feel like that for a long, long time.
But what was the point? That's the thing.
That's what I couldn't get. Kind of,
it's time filler, isn't it?
I think it was that. But
let's
for
do something
fate,
weird.
We could have one of them playing the spoons.
Yeah.
Not performing the Japanese national anthem when people, slap their cheeks and go.
Yeah. and now Bertie Poons and his dancing teeth.
See, this is what I mean. They had so much opportunity to go weird, and this was, I think, a moment of weirdness because it is so removed from everything else there. But there are much better movies and TV shows where the weirdness is just ramped up so hard that you're like sitting back going, what am I watching here? This is crazy. And there's been a couple of choices where I've put it on the back burner. I forget what they were. But there was some sort of someone gives birth to like this weird alien thing, and it's crazy. I'll try and hunt it out again. But that went...
Not Extra, is it?
No, it wasn't Extra. I remember me and you sitting down for maybe half hour trying to hunt round for it. But I forget what it was now. And there was like a guy being milked, and it was just weird.
Thank you. Yeah,
I forget what it was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, there was Naked Lunch, which had Peter Weller milking his typewriter. I remember that.
No.
Fucking, what was the other one? The one with Charlie. Is it Charlie? No, not Charlie Sheen. The guy who used Billy Warlock. Society.
Oh, Society. Yes. Yeah, with the weird shunting thing
at the end. That was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? There's if you want weird, go watch Donnie Darko. Go watch Eraserhead. Go watch fucking Enter the Void or Blue Velvet or any of those things, or it's just there's 100 billion different fucking mad weird films that are actually good, and then there's also mad weird films that are just cheap as chips.
They're just mad weird films.
Yeah,
but this wasn't mad or weird.
No, it was just,
that's the thing. But I think it was going for it.
It wanted to be. I think that's the thing. It wanted people to think it was mad and weird. But it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just...
it was kind of... This was... there's a phrase in marketing that says, the sizzle sells the sausage. But, sometimes you get a product that is all sizzle and no sausage. And that was this movie. Or should I say, all seaweed and no sushi.
Yeah.
It promised it was going to be crazy and mad and, but it just kept just not delivering it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fucking hell, The Lighthouse. I mean, you want weird. I mean, we sat there and watched that, and that was crazy go bonkers. Midsommar, which we watched. You know what I mean? Or what's the other one? Annihilation. Or Sorry to Bother You with the bloody horses at the end. I mean, that's the thing. You can go bonkers, but if you're going to do that, do it. Don't just sit there and go, oh, we made an animatronic fucking sushi and call it a night. I mean, that's essentially what it was.
Bang, sushi.
Well, it wasn't even animatronic. It was, in several cases, it was clearly bits of sushi on the end of some wire.
Or a
waggling about.
Or a PNG of sushi being dragged across the screen using a cheap copy of After Effects. I mean, it's just nonsense. The fucking mad mad sexism stuff really bothered me. Normally, like I say, it really doesn't bother me normally. Because you just sort of go in context of the movie. This is where we are and whatever. You know, you either go with the world that is as it's presented by the film or not. But the whole thing with it's this cultural references, but the whole thing with the women being the human sushi plates.
Body sushi.
The body sushi. And the thing was, when I thought, okay, we've gone way beyond the pale here, was you had the body sushi, which on its own, you're just sitting there going, really? What the fuck are we watching? And then
I think that's actually a real thing.
Well, maybe it is, but the thing is, you can guarantee that if we were still living at home, this would be the moment the parents walked in.
Yep.
But the thing was, you know, it's like I'm watching it and I'm thinking, right, and then all of a sudden the sushi starts doing what we were already expecting the sushi to do, and the women on the table just sit there, going, "Ah, the sushi's eating me. Ah, the sushi's eating me," and it's like, right, am I going to grant this way too much fucking benefit of the doubt by saying that this is trying to be some kind of social commentary on something? Because if it's not, and it's just, let's just do this so we can have women in their bikinis and underwear being covered in random shit, then fuck off. But if it's supposed to be commenting on something because they aren't actually, I don't know, sitting up and brushing the sushi off them, then, you know, show me what the fuck it's on about. What's the point of this scene? Go on.
No, I was going to say there's other stuff that I know we've already mentioned quite a bit of stuff, but I didn't understand the knife attack from the woman that's part of the group when she goes after. I don't even remember the name of the fucking main character.
No,
we call her Doreen, right? Okay, so it's when the woman holding the knife goes after Doreen. It's just like you've just almost cleared a room of not only sushi but blokes, and suddenly you're like, oh no, you're coming at me with a knife. Oh God, what am I going to do?
Yeah, it's that Japanese thing which we've always had a problem with anime. It's just suddenly like, you've insulted my honor, I'm going to kill you. It's like, but I haven't said anything. All I've done is I'm just stood here. You know, unnecessary escalation for the reasons of plot. It's just like,
in the distance, the Power Rangers music starts playing again.
Fucking right. In fact, maybe I should have downloaded that, not fucking Partners in Krispy Kremes.
Go Power Rangers!
I just couldn't. I got to the point where I just could not stand to watch this film for 1 second longer. And when the guy's head came off and became a fish, and then and then everyone conveniently forgot about the sushi that was running up the lady's dress, and then she went, "Oh, it's inside," and then she just suddenly stops to have a full blown conversation with the bloke about her cheating on him, and it's like, hang on, did we all just conveniently forget that she's got a bloody a prawn toast or whatever it is going up her hooey? I mean, did we just forget that? The one that, it's just, they all suddenly just stop. It's like a Monty Python thing. It's just like in the middle of a sketch and suddenly stopping and go, "Stop that! It's silly. Now please have a conversation over here in scene number 32."
Do you know what? Right, this sort of thing makes things like Chicken Attack seem really kind of make sense. You know?
Yeah,
really does.
It's just fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, then when you get into the whole,
listen to that now.
Yeah, I might actually do that.
I'm going to put that. I'm going to have that on after I've missed that song. I've got it in my collection. I'm going to play Chicken Attack.
Chicken Attack. Yeah, but I don't know. I just.
You should know that the man with the power of nature very well end your life.
And you know you'll be totally fucked. Chicken attack. Anyway,
What the hell is that?
chicken
Have you,
attack.
have you never seen or heard of Chicken Attack? Oh my God, Elton! You've got to go onto YouTube and just look up Chicken Attack and watch the video, and you will be thanking us. You really will.
Yeah, by the Gregory brothers, isn't it?
I've heard of some of the rest of their stuff as well, and it's actually pretty good as well. They keep on with the same sort of level of humour.
Yeah.
There is a Chicken Attack Part 2 as well.
Yeah, but it's fun. Chicken attack. Chicken attack. Watch your on back before it fades to black. It might look harmless, but it's gonna kick you in your chicken ass. A chicken go. A chicken go.
Chicken go.
Now go fly. You own the sky.
But it's just such a random. The video just makes it even better. Just it's just. Yeah, that's all I need. I don't need anything else in a sort of like, you know, a sort of an Asian sort of martial arts film. It's this is it. This has got everything in it I could possibly want.
But the thing is with Chicken Attack is Chicken
We're
Attack kind of
discussing Chicken Attack now.
Oh, I tell you, no. But the thing is, I think that's a bloody good comparison, because the thing is that is batshit crazy. It is absolutely stupid beyond compare.
But it's good.
But what it does is it turns around and it just goes, you know what? This is my idea. I'm going to get in and out in 3 minutes. Thanks very much. Good night. And that's it. Done. You're not spending 25 minutes while the chicken decides whether or not to put his hands on someone's tits while they're having their face ripped off.
Yep.
It's just, you're having a fucking laugh.
Yep.
It's not as that thing was not as funny as it thought it was. Chicken Attack, on the other hand, is played dead straight and fucking great.
It is just superb. Was it Chef's Kiss? Wow. Yep. Beautiful.
Yes, look up Chicken Attack Song Voyage and you'll be there. In fact, I might even download it. Fuck it. I might. This would cost me money, but I don't care. It's gonna cost me money. I don't give a shit. Let's just do it. I don't know.
So is that next week's film?
Chicken Attack.
Brilliant.
Yeah, let's do it. Seriously. Oh God. Oh, now hold on. There we go. Oh, God, I'm getting it. It's coming down.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Downloaded it. But yeah, it's. Yeah, I have nothing left. I mean, I literally, I have nothing. I have nothing because the problem is if all I do is sit there, I can hear it.
Yep.
Who's playing it? Is that you?
That's me. Go on, you talk. I'll just play this in the background.
Hold on. There you go. Chicken attack. Chicken attack. What's your wrong back? All together now.
Chicken go.
Chicken go. Up to the sky.
Right, that's it. That's the copyright length.
No, fuck it. I'm sticking at the end credits, man. This is going on.
Oh, fucking ace. Love it.
They can have their 50p off of my YouTube channel.
Yep.
But anyway, has anyone got anything positive to say about this fucking movie? Seriously.
No. No, nothing.
Not really, no. I'm afraid.
Apart from it's made us revisit Chicken Attack.
Yes.
That's it. That's the only positive thing.
That is actually a massive positive. I like that. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm going to ask a question. What was the fucking whole thing with the corporate takeover bollocks with the young bloke? Was there any point to that?
That was like a plot thread that disappeared, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it just disappeared.
Yeah, a lot of the plots disappeared in many places. Like the affair kind of disappeared as well.
That disappeared from my mind the instant they got that fucking egg out, to be honest. That was the end of that for me. Thank you very much and good night.
I think I've just found that weird one I was looking for.
Oh yeah, what's it called?
I think it's called Funky Forest.
Oh yes, that is the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think it turns out to be like a 7-hour TV show instead. Was it Freaky Forest? Funky Forest or Freaky Forest?
Anyway. Either way, we're not watching it because it's a TV show.
Yeah, but that goes so weird. Like there's a woman and she's got a parasite under her arm, and on the parasite they pull out something, and it turns out to be a man on a little stem.
Oh God, yes, now I do remember. Yes,
and there's a woman playing tennis, and then the man comes in, his big nipples, and they milk him, and it's just weird.
Yeah. But it's
is this an actual film, or
yes,
is this just like you with 3 sugars in your tea or something?
No, it's actually a film. Yeah, it is batshit crazy.
Yeah, it's called Funky Forest: The First Contact.
But again, that's the point, isn't it? It's so absolutely, completely, and utterly, irredeemably mental that you've just got to sit there and go, fine. Do you know what? Good on them. Someone out there likes it, but, it's not for me. But you know what? I've got to admire the fact they got it made.
Yeah.
And whereas this film, it's just... the one thing bugs the fuck out of me is that it's only been reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes by people who've seen it and have clearly bought into the fucking cult of it. And it's now sitting with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, this thing.
Of course it is.
And that, I don't know if it annoys me because people like what they like, but it does kind of illustrate a problem with this whole, don't we like things ironically, that goes on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, do you really like it, or are you liking it to seem cool for liking it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we've seen that a few times, and this is... it's just dog shit. It's just absolute dog shit.
Right. Well, what I'm going to do, I've just found a little clip. I'm going to copy this. You can watch this at your leisure later on if you wish. But just so you know how weird it is, I'm going to send it to you guys. And you can peruse it whenever you wish.
Yeah. You won't. Nobody will thank you for this, Elton. You know that. Nobody's going to thank you for this.
I know, but I like to just remind myself that this exists every now and again.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Any last thoughts?
Yeah. What the fuck has Elton just sent me? Jesus fucking what?
Yeah. It's as creative decisions go, it's a choice. Just
there's a woman playing tennis with milk coming out of the bloke's nipples while his bollocks hang out of a hole in the seat.
Yes,
this is pretty much like that scene from Casino Royale, where Daniel Craig.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know. I've got no clue.
It gets weirder.
Yeah, I was going to say, jump to about halfway.
Go to 3 minutes.
Yeah, go to about 3 minutes. And just wonder what the fuck why suck on this kid's arm? Yeah.
But this is how weird it should have been. And yet it wasn't.
Because you know what? It would have elicited a reaction of what the fuck as opposed to just, ugh.
Yeah. Oh, man. I love this scene. It's so good.
Yeah. Just what the fuck is it actually on about? It's just
what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got the expression on the face of that doctor that's just pulled that man out of this woman's armpit.
Yeah. Yep.
I will put this link, if you don't mind, into the
go
Facebook
for
group once we've posted this episode. I'll
That's
put it
it.
into the show notes, or not the show notes, but attach it to.
Yeah. Just put it straight in the group. Just put it in the
You
group.
do that, Elton. You do that because, like, you know, I don't care what anybody says. Only having 4 users in a Black Dog community, I think that's easier to handle than all the ones we've got at the minute.
Yeah, rather than 396 people in the group,
Exactly.
I think
And we-
just having 3, of which 3
Yeah.
of them are us.
I think after the word gets out that we've got this on the actual group, though, I think we might get a few more actually coming over to us, and most of those will have a thing about people's feet.
Yeah,
Or something else more weird, you know.
and that is why I lock the group off, and people have to be allowed in by the admins, not just any old randos. Otherwise, we'd be up to our neck in Crufts videos by now.
Yeah. Oh
Anyway.
man, this is just, I don't know what to make of this. I'm gonna go and I don't know.
It wasn't as bad as Llamageddon. I'll give you
No,
that.
it wasn't as bad as what's Dead Sushi or this that we're
Dead
watching now.
Sushi.
It wasn't as bad as Llamageddon. I thought Llamageddon was fucking rubbish, but at least Llamageddon was just a bunch of people just wanking about and having a bit of a laugh with the fact that they've got a llama farm. I mean,
Okay, so Llamageddon, Tammy does a T-Rex or
Tammy and
whatever
the
it was.
T, yeah, but Tammy and the T-Rex was appallingly, hilariously awful.
Oh, I don't know if he's hilarious.
I thought he was with a fucking dinosaur sticking out the back of the van, sort of.
Yeah,
poking
that was
at-
funny. That was fucking funny.
Come on, then, there you go.
The way that you waved.
You waved, yeah, and the whole thing, with her doing the dance for him when he's just a brain in a jar.
Oh no.
I just thought it was silly, but that's the point. That was silly,
Yeah.
and you just laughed at it. You went, there you go. It's not fucking high art. It's bollocks. But it makes you laugh. It elicits a reaction other than just despair that you've got another 20 minutes of this shit to go.
Mm-hmm.
You sat through to the end. Jim, any last thoughts?
No, that's me done.
Okay. Darren?
No.
No. Elton?
You're welcome.
I wish I could hate you to death. Right. Then in which case we'll leave it there. And now it's time to say what film we're going to be doing next week. We will be back on Wednesday, not Tuesday for the recording. So we will be turning up the day after. So Thursday, plan accordingly. Because I know everyone plans their days around this fucking thing.
Of course.
Of course.
You know.
So, yes, next week it's my choice. Now, I could have done a retaliatory let's watch some more shit, but genuinely I think I've learnt my lesson after this one. I've just talk about aversion therapy. It's like, Jesus, you just gotta fucking just take my medicine and just suck it up.
I've eaten my own medicine. Man, it is bitter, isn't it?
God, the taste is awful. Right, okay, so I'm going to make sure that I know where this is on. Now, the film we're going to watch next week, we had 2 to pick from, and one was weird, and the other one was a bit more mainstream. In the green room, our esteemed hosts here, without knowing what it is, chose the weird one. I think maybe because they were still smarting from this weird one that we've just watched. Or maybe they're just, I don't know, they're kind of into the weird. But anyway, this movie is, where are we? It is a 2021 movie. It is described as a science fiction horror film. I'm not entirely sure that's the case, but, we'll see. None of us have seen it, or at least I'm thinking none of us have seen it. It's directed by Ben Wheatley. Now, Ben Wheatley did A Field in England, but what more close to what we've reviewed, the film Free Fire and Kill List.
Oh,
Do you remember Kill List with all the witches and the hitmen walking around a UK town until it all goes horribly wrong? So it's going to be a little strange, and the movie is called In the Earth.
Okay.
Has anyone heard of that?
I've heard of it, but not seen it. But we had seen it. It had just appeared and we went,
Yeah, it's appeared on Netflix. It stars Joel Fry, Reese Shearsmith, Hayley Squires, and it was released in 2021, and the only thing I know about it is it's got sort of nature-based sort of weird horror.
Cool.
Now, weird horror has a lot of different connotations, and it could be very, very strange. I'm not entirely sure what we're getting ourselves into here, but I figured after Dead Sushi, what's the worst that can happen? To be honest, the reviews are all over the place. I've only looked at reviews which have no spoilers or any information on, but the reviews are literally everything from 5 stars to 1 star.
Okay.
So we could be walking into another situation of what the fuck am I looking at?
No, I think we're fine.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Oh, Joel Fry.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
did Joel Fry.
Yeah, I don't know where I've seen him from.
Oh, he's been in an awful lot of TV comedies.
Yeah, I think he was in that. Was it Yesterday, the movie about the one where the Beatles never existed?
Yep, he was in the one about I think it was Jesus. Jesus coming back? No, Jesus came back, and he plays the best mate of the bloke who finds out that he's actually Jesus.
Wow.
That was a 6-part. Hold on, yes, you know this one, Lee, because you painted out Rob Thingy's balls from the.
Oh, from you mean the Apocalypse?
Yes,
the
Apocalypse one. Yeah, You, Me, and the Apocalypse. He was in that.
That's where I saw him. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Then I might have done an effects work on him, but I don't.
That's a link. That's a link, isn't
link.
it? It's not the 7 fucking stages to what's his name, Kevin Bacon anymore. It's the 7 stages to
Rob Lowe's bollocks.
Rob Lowe's bollocks.
Rob Lowe's digital bollocks shadow.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. At least I know where I've seen him from now. Yeah, I didn't paint out his bollocks, mind you.
No.
So anyway, has anyone seen In the Earth?
No.
Nope.
And you've heard of it, obviously, Jim. So
Well, yes. I'm quite intrigued to see it.
Yeah, I like I say, I don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but it could either be really weird and surreal and bizarre, a la Green Knight, or it could be really weird and surreal and bizarre like Dead Sushi, for all we fucking know. So there you go. So that's the movie In the Earth. Cheers, everyone. So we'll leave it there. Yeah, I've got nothing else to say about it. So we'll leave it there. It's on Netflix. If you want to send in feedback you know the places, the Facebook group, obviously, and then there's feedback at Black Dog Podcast if you want to send us an email. And right, we shall move on to Pimp's Corner swiftly. And Jim, tell us what's happening over at hypnagoria.com.
Yes. What is going on? I can't remember. I've forgotten. Oh, yes, this week I've just dropped an episode looking back at 2 classic ZX Spectrum games.
Yes.
The Hobbit and Valhalla.
I never got with Valhalla, but I'm glad you were there to sort of explain it to me, because I never really got into it. I was kind of hoping you were going to do Lords of Midnight after you were putting up posting screenshots of it. And I was like, oh God, I want to hear more about that, because I was well into that. Anyway, cool. So, yeah, then that's over at Indagoria.com, yeah?
It is indeed.
Lovely jubbly. And what about you, Elton?
Road2media.com, where I am talking about cars going round in circles, and we'll be releasing the first couple of episodes of me taking on into the long dark.
Dark. Nice. Is that on? Is it going to be on YouTube or Twitch?
Yeah, it will be soon. Yes.
Nice, excellent. Darren, have you got anything to push or promote or anything like that?
Absolutely nothing.
Brilliant. Neither have I. So let's get the fuck out of the Dodge. Right. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Elton.
Not a problem.
My pleasure.
And yes, thank you everyone for listening. And if you watched Dead Sushi, thank you very much for watching as well. Bad luck. And now it just leaves me to say thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week for In the Earth. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Tatty bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
You should know that a man with the power of nature can bring you to the end of your life. And you should know by my smile and the look in my eyes that you are about to be massively forced to give up. Chicken attack, chicken attack. Watch your back before it fades to black. C'est my love harmless, but then come on, chicken ass. Go chicken go, go chicken go. Now gonna fly, you on the sky.
Oh, bollocks to it.